Hello and welcome to another wonderful weekly update. I know you guys are just so ecstatically excited about getting to this week's update. Anyways, it should be a beautiful weekend. It's been our first 5-day week in a week, so congratulations on surviving another one. We're just another week closer to our district's fall break. Some of you may have to wait another week or so, but we've got another break just on the horizon, and it's hard to believe we're over halfway through September already. The year is absolutely flying. I do want to take one quick moment to make sure I announce that after all this, we've closed enrollment. That's slide number 1, actually, but this has been the best start, absolutely the best start in 5 years of opening Achieve Virtual for the state of Indiana. This has been the best start I've had, and so I want to thank all of you for that. I know I've put it in another announcement, written it somewhere, but I want to make sure I reiterate it verbally to each of you who are listening to this, because it's been fantastic. It's been a great year. It's been very, very busy. I think I've taken on more than I ever have with other things as well. But as far as the school goes, it's been the best start to our school year that we've had. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and congratulations. That being said, full-time enrollment is closed. We officially closed student enrollment. We were taking them this week, so that first sentence is a little misreading, but we still have about 15 as of this screencast that we're working on that said they want to be full-time. We don't have records, or we might have lost contact with that applicant, and so we're trying to track them down. If we don't get them, we'll just go ahead and decline the application, but otherwise the rest, we'll have a few more to squeeze in. Should something change, the number is currently at 210. Now I expect, again, there's 15, so that could go as high as 225, which would be year number 1, which is 217, I believe. And we had 196 last year for a comparative number. And there'll be some conflicts. So we're not going to get all those, even that 210. There's probably a few that other schools are claiming. We'll find all that out and work through it next week. But either way, we are over the number we had last year. So awesome. Part of that is, again, word of mouth from other schools. They're sending their students who are looking for opportunities to us because of the job we're doing with their current kids, and the way our office is able to work with them. So congratulations, thank you again. Keep it up, keep making those calls and all that good stuff and getting our kids to completion. But again, another growth. That's fantastic news, especially for the school district. Back to school night number 2. I'm going to send a reminder today, Friday, to students. This will be September 22nd, and this is going to be the same presentation I held back in late August, but it's for those who joined later that would have missed that date, or any that maybe just missed it. And so we had quite a few, the most join to a online webinar for parents that I've ever had the last time, so hopefully we'll get some more. There will be a Genius email sent on Friday reminding people for over the weekend to kind of plan for that. Hopefully we'll get some more parents involved in learning about some of our general processes and procedures and how we operate, and testing specifically. Testing is right around the corner. So anyways, just FYI, feel free to join us with that tiny URL there. Newsletter and Student of the Month. We are to the point now where September, next week I'll be working on the newsletter, and that will go out, I think it's Thursday, September 30th. I would like to do Student of the Month again for each one of these. The August one I kind of introduced that we're going to do it, but then the rest of the year for each one I would like to have a Student of the Month to highlight. I need time to get pictures, so please send me names ASAP. I'll work through them. If we have any duplicate names, I'll kind of use the vote method. Otherwise, I'll talk to Claudia and myself. We'll process who we think would be most deserving, at least initially. So any student you've had from August through September that's doing what they need to be doing, and please make it a full-time Achieve student. Part-timers, that's great, but traditionally they're in a structured environment that's working on this, or they've paid for it, so there's a different kind of motivation there. I'm really looking to highlight Achieve Virtual full-time students. Please get me those names ASAP so I can request a picture from them and the general questions I ask that we can highlight or spotlight in the front page of the newsletter for this month. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. 4, Just another reminder, are you communicating with your students? Make sure you're reaching out. If you're not getting them, call the parents. And if you don't get those, send me those names. I've gotten a couple emails from various teachers. Right now there's a list of about 35 students who have been struggling to work consistently or they're not communicating at all. Of those, if they're over 18, especially way over, and they've done no work, we're pretty much withdrawing those and then trying to replace them with some of the younger students. If they have started any of your classes, or any of their classes, I should say, we are holding on to those for this week. They've attended, they've done work. You guys have made the due diligence to call and reach out to them, and so we'll hold on to those, and we'll push harder starting next week at looking to see what the issue is, see if we can get them working ideally, or end up ultimately withdrawing them based on the information we have. Again, if they're under 18, that takes a lot more paperwork and hoops to jump through, so you still may be looking at a student that's been struggling to find motivation to work. Please keep continuing to call, see what you can do, but just know that our office will be starting the letter process, and I'll be calling as well. General reminders, I sent you surveys a couple weeks ago about me and the leadership for the IPLI, Indiana Principal Leadership Institute. Just a reminder to complete those if you can, please. Make sure to get all the students you get started by October. Remember, pay is just around the corner. In about 3 weeks, I'll be working through that and sending you verification emails. And then the PD lesson for September and October, because of some things we've had to move things around, mainly the timeliness of getting content moved into ItsLearning is not happening as quickly as we'd like. So as a result, the lesson is on your own, but it's finish the training course. So please finish the ItsLearning training course. Michelle sent an email Wednesday regarding that as well. I've talked about it now in a couple of updates, but you really need to get comfortable and familiar with ItsLearning. So please take a look at that and begin completing it. You have until the end of October. Once November hits, hopefully we'll have your content in ItsLearning, and we'll start specifically having you look at your content and doing some neat little tips and tricks with it and learn how to teach in ItsLearning. Happy Friday. Enjoy the beautiful weather this weekend. Funny little question, what a teacher is, so enjoy. Again, have a great weekend. Look forward to another 3 weeks before our break. Be thinking about the break. I mentioned this in last week's update. Being away from your students for 2 weeks is not really an acceptable practice, especially for those paying students at Madison Grant who don't get 2 weeks off, so their students are still going to be in class working, and so they'll still have questions. So be thinking about modified availability you may have during that 2-week period if you're a Wayne Township teacher, and making sure you're advertising that to your students. It's probably, within the next week or two, you're going to want to start that process of notifying them what availability will change for you. Have a great weekend, and I will see you again next week.